Have you ever wondered why you feel so stressed and overwhelmed all the time? Chances are it's probably because you're living your life on hard mode. The good news is there is a way to make life simpler, easier, and way more enjoyable. And in today's video, I'm going to share 3 things that you're probably not doing that's keeping you stuck in this cycle of stress. And trust me, the last one is an absolute game changer. But before we get into it, if you're new here, hi, my name is Tika, and I'm an ex-corporate girl turned creatorpreneur. I'm here to help you build a life you love through personal growth, health and fitness, and intentional living to maximize wealth and fulfillment. So if you're ready to level up together, then do subscribe. The first thing is that you are probably not focused. Obviously, we all want to be in the best shape of our lives. We all want to be earning good money and to have a perfect relationship and have the best friend group that we have fun with all the time and an apartment that's also always clean. But that is just impossible. And the stress of trying to be perfect in every facet of your life is killing you. I know this firsthand because I am 100% one of these people. But in addition to that, if you're someone that tries to be perfect in every area of your life, everything just sort of gets done to an okay level as opposed to an exceptional level. I really like this concept of being an optimizer versus a maximizer. And an optimizer is someone who is what I just described. They try to do absolutely everything. Whereas a maximizer just says, okay, I'm gonna let go of all these other things and just focus on the 1 to 2 things that really matter to me and go all in on that. And being a maximizer is really what's gonna get you the outsized returns on those 1 to 2 goals that you have because you're fully focused on that and nothing else. This doesn't mean, of course, that you should completely just neglect every other area of your life. That's obviously not healthy. So for example, if you want to really go all in on your business or build your career, it doesn't mean that you can completely neglect your health and fitness. It doesn't mean that you can just start eating like shit, sleeping like shit, and just like never working out. That is obviously not the healthy way to go about it. What you can do instead is just dim the switch a little bit on that area of your life. So in this example, let's say if you want to really go all in on your business and your career, then with health and fitness, just focus on not getting fat. You don't have to try to also build a business whilst getting in the best shape of your life. What people don't realize is that it takes 10 times less effort to just maintain than it does to improve or grow in a certain area. There's this trite saying of how you can do anything, but just not everything. And that brings me onto this next concept that I really love, which is on having seasons in your life. So for example, with me, I'm definitely in a season where I'm prioritizing my business and my career as well as my health and fitness. But even between the two, if I had to pick, I would say definitely like business comes first. And I will be the first to say that things like my friendships and romantic relationships have definitely taken a back seat, but that is just for now. It is not for forever. There's definitely going to be a period in my life where I'm going to prioritize those things a lot more. And going back to what I was saying earlier, it's like, it's not as if I'm completely neglecting relationships completely and other areas of my life. It's just that I'm dimming the switch a little bit on there and not putting as much of my time and energy and resources into that versus into like my business and into my health and fitness. The final note that I really wanted to stress on this point is that you cannot punish yourself for doing this too. Like you can't punish yourself for being cutthroat about what it is you care about and what it is that you're spending your time and energy on. Because for me, like for the longest time, I felt so guilty about not prioritizing friendships and relationships that much. But it really is just that optimizer tendency creeping up on me again. And you can't be apologetic about it, you know? It's like you have this focus and just commit to it. The second thing is that you're not unbothered by other people. In other words, you care too much about other people and what they think. Often we say yes to plans that we don't want to say yes to just to please other people, or we stay in careers that we hate just to not upset our parents, or we wear certain clothes and buy certain things in order to impress other people. We just care too much about what other people think of us, and it is a major source of stress. When you choose to live life on your own terms, act the way you want to act, wear whatever it is you want to wear, and live the way that you want to live, you're inevitably gonna piss some people off. When you grow and when you change, you're going to make the people around you feel uncomfortable. And this is for a couple of reasons. So firstly, they're not gonna be able to relate to where you're at in life. You're gonna have different values and things that you care about, and then you'll just naturally drift apart. And secondly, what you're doing and you chasing after your dreams and going after your goals is a sharp reminder to them that they're not doing the things that they know they should be doing. Probably because they're too afraid to do it themselves, and having that sharp reality just staring them in the face is way too uncomfortable, and that's gonna make them feel like they need to discourage you or suck you back into conforming. But the truth is, those people were never truly meant for you. And if you really think about it, if keeping them happy requires you to be miserable, then what kind of a fucked up relationship is that? You gotta think to yourself, like, are those really the people that you want in your life? Why surround yourself with friends or partners or family members that make you feel like your happiness has to come at the cost of theirs? If they were really your friends, or if they really were meant for you, then they would want what was best for you. To make yourself happy, sometimes you gotta piss other people off, and that's okay. The final thing is that you're probably not keeping your expectations in check. Expecting things to be easy makes things a lot harder than it needs to be. If you set your expectations right from the beginning, then you're not gonna be disappointed when you find that it's gonna take a lot more time and effort and work to get to where you wanna be. Most things worth pursuing in life are hard to get, and it is precisely because it is hard to get. If getting in the best shape of your life was easy, then everyone would have their dream bodies and we wouldn't really find it that impressive. But no, like, you have to eat well, sleep well, train hard, and be disciplined, and not just for 1 to 2 months, but for years. If building a 6 or 7 figure business was easy, then we wouldn't really respect rich people or entrepreneurs that much. And if building an audience was easy, then we wouldn't really be impressed when we see someone with like hundreds and thousands of followers. Things are more valuable the harder they are to get. And this is a tactic in business too. Like, I didn't really know this until recently, but did you know that you can't just walk into Hermes and like buy a Birkin or like a Kelly? Like, no, this company makes you jump through fucking hoops. You actually have to like build a relationship with the brand and have like a purchase history with them. So you have to buy like other accessories and things like scarves and shoes and whatnot. You also have to like build a relationship with like the sales associate, and if they like you enough, then they'll offer you a bag, or you have to get onto some sort of a wish list at one of the flagship stores in Paris. And even then, like, it's not a guarantee that you'll get one. So you can see how having this scarcity and this gatekeeping really makes the Birkin bag like so valuable in people's eyes. The other thing is that expecting yourself to be the exception and not the rule is a recipe for utter disappointment. For most of us, we like to think that we're all like special fucking snowflakes and that we deserve something from the universe, but the reality is the universe don't owe you shit. And in order to get what we want, for most of us, we have to work really hard for it. There's no handing out things on a silver platter. Like, yes, you do have the lucky few people in life that, you know, won the lottery and have things handed to them and things just came easy. But for the majority of us, that is not the case. And we need to set our expectations accordingly. It's like, we gotta think to ourselves, like, what makes me more deserving than another person to get this thing? Like, nothing. We're all the same. And it's just a matter of whether you've put in the work or not at the end of the day. So those are 3 things that most people aren't doing, which is keeping them stressed and overwhelmed. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, do leave me a comment below and do leave a like on the video as well. Okay guys, take care and see you in the next video.